Adam Oslin has got postgame coming up next. Don't go anywhere. We still got an hour left of radio time coming up here on our Clippers Audio Network.
With the pre- and post-game voice of the Clippers, here's Adam Oslin.
The Clippers threw Philly out of their own house like Uncle Phil did DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. They win 125-99 in Philadelphia over the 76ers. Welcome into your postgame show. I'm Adam Oslin. Coming up, we got second half highlights and your post-game box score. But right now, let's get back out to Wells Fargo Center with your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez. Carlo, the Clippers just dismantled Philadelphia. A beatdown and maybe the most impressive wire-to-wire performance so far this season from the Clippers.
Yeah, they came out here and asserted themselves early in that first quarter, took a big 10-point lead in the opening moments of that game, and really never looked back at them. The game got a little close there in the second, but the Clippers went on a sprint to open up the third quarter, go up by 33 at one point in that third quarter, and are able to rest their starters the entirety of the fourth. A big-time win from a group that came in and flexed on the defensive end. They keep their third straight opponent to under 100 points tonight and do it in transition. I thought they were excellent at them off the fast break. The Clippers turned the 14 turnovers by Philadelphia into 24 4 points off turnovers. Talk about being efficient, getting from your defense to your offense. The Clippers outdid Philadelphia in what they do best. The 76ers are best in the NBA at turning turnovers into points, and the Clippers said, watch this, and did a fantastic job on that end. It was a complete win. Everyone who played scored. I thought everyone played well in this game, and exactly how it should be. I mean, this is the standard for this Clipper team. They come into a game against a team that does not have 2 of their superstars, that is not playing good basketball, and they just dominate wire to wire. It shows that they're not playing down to any competition. Excellent stuff by them.
And it all started with James Harden in that first quarter where he had 12 of his 23 points. As you pointed out, he only had to play 27 minutes in the ball game, but 3 separate occasions in this one where he was fouled on a three-pointer, and he goes 12 of 12 from the charity stripe.
It was so good getting to the line, efficient. Adam, he only had 2 turnovers in that game until he traveled twice at the very end. I thought he was excellent for this Clipper team, getting down the stretch, getting downhill. The Clippers did a fantastic job of working through him, but also getting Ivica Zubac involved. He had 8 assists in this game. He was able to get his teammates going, continues to show that versatility on the offensive end, and most impressively, Adam finishes with just 27 minutes. He was effective in short time in his time with the Clippers tonight.
You talked about it, but in that first half, it got a little bit closer after the Clippers were up by 19 in the first quarter, down to 12 early second quarter. Jordan Miller with his own 7-0 run. Got some extended run in this ball game, played well overall.
He really did. I thought he got downhill. He was aggressive. I thought the biggest thing for me, Adam, was he gets blocked early in the game. And sometimes for a second-year guy who hasn't played a lot, that can kind of set the tone for the night. Feel like you don't have things going. But that didn't defer Jordan Miller at all. He finishes with 7 points. He was aggressive the entire game. A couple ticky-tack fouls against him that I thought maybe, maybe not a lot of contact, but some contact that Jordan gets called for a foul. Overall, just an impressive performance by Jordan Miller, who we talked to, Adam. He just seems level-headed. I mean, it's a guy who just seems comfortable in his own skin, confident in what he's doing, and controlling what he can control. He doesn't seem worried about the pressure that he has to play at an extremely high level for this Clipper team and score 15 points in the 5 minutes he's on the floor. He's just going to let the game come to him, which is probably the most impressive part, considering that he's on a 2-way fighting for a full-time contract.
Derrick Jones Jr. didn't wait for the game to come to him. He took it. He had 18 points on 7 of 10 from the field, 3 boards, 2 assists, 3 steals. The Philly native back home. Last couple of games for Derrick Jones Jr., much more aggressive with getting to the basket.
He has been more aggressive. That's a great point, Adam. He's been getting downhill, knocking down shots, but also going to the rim a lot more. And that's great for the Clippers. Not only does it put pressure on the defense for the opposing team, Derrick's also a good free throw shooter. It gets him to the line where he's been knocking down a lot of free throws. And also it opens things up for the Clippers on the outside. A lot of people are flying out to Derrick Jones Jr. When teams double Ivica Zubac in the post, the player 4 passes away is Derrick Jones Jr., which means his defender is going to be flying out to him as he catches the ball, and he's been able to go right by, get downhill. The most impressive part, though, Adam, the former dunk champion, we shouldn't be surprised, but he hangs in the air. I mean, this is someone, he leaves his feet. He's not done moving. This is a guy who's going to twist, turn, bend his body in awkward ways to try to somehow lay it up off the rim. Fantastic stuff from Derrick Jones Jr. on both ends. Anytime you can get double-digit scoring out of him, averaging career high right now, 10 points a game, good things are going to happen.
I'm going to start calling him hoverboard. Back to the future 2 style. Future for the Clippers, they are in Boston tomorrow, taking on the Celtics. This one went according to plan. An easy effort from the starters. Running away with this one in Philadelphia, 125-99. Tomorrow, tip time from Boston at 4:30 Pacific. We'll have your pregame show starting at 3:30. Carlo Jimenez, great call. Let's do it all over again tomorrow.
Talk to you tomorrow, Adam. Let's go.
Coming up next, second half highlights. Clippers blow out the Philadelphia 76ers. They win big, 125-99 in Philly. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. The Clippers dissect and dismantle the Philadelphia 76ers, who are now 3-13 after the Clippers improved to 11-7 with a 125-99 victory in Philadelphia. Welcome into your post-game show. I'm Adam Oslin. Coming up, your post-game box score, but right now, second half highlights. Clippers led by 12 at the half. They led by as many as 19 in the first half, led by as many as 19 in the first quarter, I should say. It was 62-50, 24 minutes in. In the third quarter, Derrick Jones Jr., well, he would match that number 9 he had at the half in the third period alone.
Zubats on the baseline, turns, kicks it. Jones Jr. gliding to the rim, left-handed layup. He takes it awkwardly and puts it off the window. Coffee to Jones Jr., left wing three, on target. A 5-0 Derrick Jones Jr. run. Harden, right wing, finds Zubats to the foul line, lobs. Derrick Jones Jr. says, I'll take this on a platter and throw it through with some thunder.
Derrick Jones Jr. with 9 more points there in that third quarter, and the Clippers would start to open things up to the point where the starters would get plenty of rest as they led 97-72 heading into the fourth, where the Clippers would hold on. I shouldn't even say hold on, where they would pour it on and win 125-99. They led by as many as 33 points in the ball game. More on your final box score coming up next. The Clippers have made it 5 straight victories. They have won 9 of their last 12 ball games, and they're in Boston taking on the Celtics tomorrow. More on that as well. You're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Utter destruction in Philadelphia, where the Clippers would win 125-99 over the Boston. That's coming up tomorrow. Over the Philadelphia 76ers. They do that against Boston tomorrow. Yeah, I'm really freaking out. Party poppers everywhere. It's starting the New Year's right then. 125-99, and they led by as many as 33 over the 76ers. Welcome back into your post-game show. I'm Adam Oslin. Coming up on AM 570 LA Sports, we'll have Clippers talk for you. 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. Final box score, Clippers shoot 58% from the field, 40% from the outside, go 19 of 25 from the free throw line. Still had 17 turnovers, their season average. Philadelphia 76ers under 40% from the floor at 39.5%, under 30% from three at 23.1%. They had 14 turnovers, and the Clippers turned that into 24 points. This Clippers team had 64 points in the paint to go along with 12 made threes and shooting 40% from the outside. 76ers, 50 points in the paint. Second chance points, 19-12 in favor of the Clippers. I think it was a wider margin, or a lot of that damage was done in the first half. Yeah, the Clippers had 15 second chance points in the first half alone. They again out-rebound their opponent in this one, 44-33, 10 offensive rebounds. Philly did have 13 there. Of course, there weren't many offensive rebounds to be had because the Clippers almost shot 60, 40, 80 splits as a team in this ball game. Fast break points, Clippers 17, 76ers got 18, some inconsequential time buckets, but first quarter, Clippers opened things up. They led by 19 in the first quarter. It was 39-27 after one. Fourth quarter, make it actually third quarter first. Second half action by the Clippers in that third quarter. What they were able to do, outscoring Philadelphia 35-22 in the third. Got up by 25 points heading into that fourth quarter. Got up by as many as 33 overall. They called off the dogs. They had the backups in, and they were still getting buckets. Terrence Mann was out there. Bones Highland made an appearance, hit a three-pointer, had a big dunk, maybe let out some frustration there as he had the ball ripped from him a little bit earlier. But Jordan Miller off the bench in this ball game ends up scoring 7 points. All 7 came within about a minute and a half. He went on his own 7-0 run early second quarter, kind of kept the Clippers going after that quick start, led by as many as 19 in the first, down to 12 heading into the second, but Jordan Miller got him back up big. Really liked the game from JM, and also just playing 22 minutes out there. Kobe Brown ended up getting run because the Clippers were up big. 13 minutes. Looked good out there, actually. 6 and 4 on 3 of 4 shooting. He had a big throwdown off a great feed from his former G League teammate in Jordan Miller. Mo Bamba looked good back in Philadelphia. 7 points, knocked down a three-pointer. James Harden back in Philly. 23 points to lead the Clippers. 8 assists, 4 turnovers. 3 3-pointers made, but he was fouled on 3 threes. He went to the free throw line and went 12 of 12 from the charity stripe. And once again, Derrick Jones Jr. balling. 7 of 10, 1 of 1 from distance, 18 points. Physical, in attack mode, long outlet passes to him. The guy is just playing the best basketball of his career right now for your Los Angeles Clippers. How about that signing? One more, Big Zoo. 16 and 12, 8 of 10 from the field. Had a quick 6 points early in the third quarter when they started to get him the basketball a little bit more. But I like the 4 assists he had. Was passing really well out of the short roll in this game. The Clippers ended up with 31 assists on their 47 made shots. Clippers win 125-99 in Philadelphia. Tomorrow they're in Boston taking on the Celtics. Tip-off is at 4:30. Pre-game right back here at 3:30. Outside of Los Angeles, we are leaving you until then. But coming up next here on AM 570 LA Sports, we got Clippers talk. Clippers better than the Sixers, better than Geno's and Pats in Philadelphia. They take down the 76ers by a score of 125-99. Welcome into Clippers Talk here on AM 570 LA Sports and on the YouTube live side. I'm Adam Moslin. After the Clippers make it 5 straight victories, they have won 9 of their last 12. They are going to Boston tomorrow after a game where nobody played more than 27 minutes. That would be James Harden, who led them with 23 and 8 assists, 4 of 10 shooting, 3 of 7 from 3. So how did he get to 23 points, Adam? Well, he went 12 of 12 from the free throw line as they fouled him 3 separate times on three-pointers. He hit all of his free throws. Impressive, Clipper Nation, as the defense just gets better and better. Philadelphia shot under 40% from the field. They shot 23% from 3. The Clippers just... they helped him hit the self-destruct button. The 76ers had nothing. There was nothing they could do against this Clippers suffocating defense. The Clamp City defense does travel. It's not just there at Intuit Dome. It was there in Philadelphia at Wells Fargo Center, where the Clippers end up winning a game by 26, where they led by as many as 33 in the ball game. The most impressive wire-to-wire victory all season long by your Clippers, who led by as many as 19 in that first quarter. And it was just an avalanche. Defense leading to offense. A Harden 3 early on, then Harden fouled on a 3. Harden layup and one on Oubre. Amir had a steal early. He's been great in the starting lineup without Norman Powell right now. They're still 3-0. He'd get it to Harden, to DJ for a lob in the first quarter. Then that Harden 3, a second one, put him up by 19 over a double team. Just special offense from the Clippers early on and a lot of defense leading to offense. Amir hit a 3 early, another 3 under the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. DJ, Derek Jones Jr., he's getting better and better. He's still just 27. This is what happens. You bring in guys with a chip on their shoulder like him and Chris Dunn and give them a bigger role, both of them in the starting lineup now. Derek Jones Jr., he had a tip-in layup off of his own miss early on, a push shot off a no-look pass from Ivica Zubac to him on the baseline in the second quarter. Then he had a layup off a Harden bounce pass. He had 9 points in the third quarter alone, Derek Jones Jr. Ooh, it was, I don't know, they are aggressive. When he's being that aggressive, as he has been the last couple of games, they are so hard to stop. I love what he's doing offensively right now. I wondered if the three-point shooting would translate from that playoff run with Dallas last season. On about 60 shots, he's shot 37% from the outside. Right now, I think he's around 43% from 3. And he just had back-to-back games of 17 points against Sacktown Friday night at Intuit Dome, and then at 18 points against Philadelphia. 7 of 10 shooting, 1 of 1 from distance, and just really impactful defense. And then on the other end, just kind of going into attack mode. Relentless pursuit of getting the basketball and getting downhill in a hurry. That scoop layup he had with the left hand, beautiful. That was early in the third quarter. Then he knocked down a three-pointer. Derek Jones Jr. playing maybe the best basketball of his career right now. He had a steal later in the third quarter where Amir Coffey was fouled. Clippers were getting close to 30, and then Harden had a step-back 3 to put them up 30. And then DJ a lob off a pass from Ivica Zubac. Zoo with a big 4 assists in this game. All systems go. Everything's working right now for the Clippers. I know Philly's down. I know they're now 3-13 on the season. But to take care of business like this on the road, to start off this 4-game road trip, to give yourself an opportunity to be fresh for Boston tomorrow, who also played today. They won by 2 at home over Minnesota. Big. This gives you a chance against the defending champs. This is called executing your game plan. Just discard of Philadelphia as fast as possible and get ready for Boston, the best team in the league. That's what the Clippers did. Let's go to Alioun in Lancaster. Alioun, you're on Clippers Talk with Adam Moslin.
Yeah, hi. Thank you for taking my call. I have just one question. if Clippers finish with a good record this year, do you think we're still gonna have Jeff Gandhi for next year?
I hope so. We don't know the terms of his contract, I believe, but I'm sure they're paying him well. And Jeff Van Gundy, what did I say? First week of the season, hashtag JVG for MVP. Jeff Van Gundy has been imperative to what they're doing on the defensive end. They hold a team under 100 points again here tonight, Alioun.
He's the best.
I like it. I agree with you.
Also, I hear what you say about Lauren Frank. We don't give him a lot of credit. I think he's doing a very good job.
Oh,
thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you, Alioun. Appreciate it. Good to hear from you. Lawrence Frank's done a spectacular job. I told you guys on July 1st, when they opened up free agency, I said they're building a defensive identity. You could see it right away. Lawrence Frank actually had some flexibility after they broke off talks with Paul George. They went under the first apron, got that non-taxpayer mid-level exception, used that on Derek Jones Jr., brought in Chris Dunn, brought back Nico Batum, and the Clippers are just doing damage against opponents' offensive schemes. Like, they can't score on them. They can't figure it out. It takes so much effort to get by these point-of-attack defenders by the Clippers. It's so difficult out there. Sean in Inglewood. Speaking of difficult, Sean, what's up?
Hey, all right, you're up, man. Hey, good to talk to you tonight. Hey, listen, I had a couple of good observations.
I'll be the judge of that, Sean. I'll be the judge of that, all right?
Well, talking points, So
oh, I got you.
One of the things I'm thinking is that, first of all, Kevin Porter Jr. and Bamba aren't exactly where they're going to be in 20 games or maybe more. I think Kevin Porter Jr. is about 50% of what he can do. Remember, he even scored 50 points in a game before.
Yeah.
And I think Bamba is showing that he can do some things. So I don't think we've seen the best of them yet, as well as Miller. In my second observation, I'm saying when Kawhi does come back, I hope they don't defer to Kawhi so much that they slow the ball down and that, they start standing around and watching Kawhi. I hope they keep the ball moving and let Kawhi become a part of the energy instead of everybody letting him consume, all the air on the court, So hopefully he can fit into their system and what they're doing.
Well, here's the thing, Sean. Sean, they're like a bottom 5 offense on the season. It's not like they're playing great offensively. When they turn you over, yeah, they make it look easy then, but they do struggle in the half court. They need exactly what Kawhi provides for them. I think the fit could be perfect because offensively, they struggle. They were 24th offensively heading into this game.
Yeah, I see your point. Especially when you're in a half court offense. But what I'm saying is that not to just, we gave the ball to Kawhi and that's it. It's a dark hole. They score more when they move the ball, even when they're in a half court offense. So that's my other observation. And they're playing well, and I hope it continues.
Yep. Thank you for the phone call, Sean. I do want to point out that, Kawhi, by a pretty wide margin, was the best player in isolation last season in points per possession. So, yeah, he's going to ISO some. He's great at it. He's a top 75 player ever. He's not going to take away from their offense that is almost bottom 5 so far this season. I know they've looked a little bit better the last couple of games where they're moving around the perimeter. They do need to keep that going, but Kawhi takes nothing away because they're really bad on the offensive end, especially when they get in half court. And I think when Kawhi comes back, he'll match their energy and pace they're playing with out there. They don't play at that fast of a pace. They do have some hit aheads and some long outlet passes here and there. All right, while we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on AM 570 LA Sports.
This is LA Clippers basketball. AM 570 KLAC Los Angeles, 98.7 KYSR HD2 Los Angeles, and iHeartRadio station.
Daniel V in the chat on the YouTube live said our defense is like a pack of hyenas chasing their prey. Feels like that. They're just so relentless. Hands up, shrinking the floor, moving their feet. guys that love and want to play defense. That's what I like seeing from this Clippers team. Coach Lue was asked about it Friday night. Like, what's it like having a bunch of guys that actually like to play defense? He said, oh, it's great. They're doing it. They are getting better on that end, which is scary for the rest of the league. Of course, tomorrow is going to be scary because you're taking on the Boston Celtics, second night of back-to-back. But again, Boston played today, and they had to play their starters heavier minutes than the Clippers did. They were in a 2-point game late at home against Minnesota. We'll preview that game. We'll talk more. We'll get to your phone calls to 866-987-2570, 866-987-2570. Clippers win 125-99 in Philadelphia over the 76ers. I'm Adam Moslin, and you're listening to AM 570 LA Sports. What, no Meek Mill playing tonight after the Clippers won big in Philadelphia? 125-99. Clippers just dissected the Philadelphia 76ers their defense, and then offensively, the 76ers had nothing for what the Clippers were offering from their defensive squad. A great effort once again. Clippers shoot almost 60% from the field. They hold Philadelphia under 40% from the floor. Clippers win by 26, led by as many as 33. Welcome back in. This is Clippers Talk. I'm Adam Moslin. 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. Mike in LA, you're on Clippers Talk with Adam Moslin. What's up, Mike?
You know, I just want to give an appreciation shout out to James Harden for how hard he has been playing this year. I mean, I know he hasn't, I think he shot the ball pretty well tonight, but he generally hasn't been shooting that well. But I mean, his rebounding and him just being, the guy have been, incredibly huge.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I really appreciate just how hard he has been playing. And, we got a great streak going right now. And tomorrow will be very interesting.
Yeah, tomorrow will be telling. A measuring stick-like game. We'll see if Norman Powell's able to play in that one. They could use his scoring against the Boston Celtics. Boston's the best team in the league. Not just because they won the championship last season, because they have young guys that are in their prime and getting better. their two top players, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, they're 27 to 28. They're improving. They have no reason to be worse. They can still develop and get better. So can this Clippers team in some ways, though. Like, they're coming together and are just even more sound on the defensive end, more focused, more connected out there. And I could not believe that there were 3 occasions in this ball game where James Harden got fouled on a three-pointer. Undisciplined Philadelphia 76ers team that is in turmoil, a downward spiral, 3-13. I don't know what Paul George is thinking right about now. I guess we'll find out on the next podcast, but it is a really rough situation they got going on in Philly. And I'm very happy for this Clippers team and the way they've constructed this team after losing Paul George. Give Lawrence Frank in the front office a ton of credit. Mark Hughes, Trent Redden, those guys absolutely cooked this offseason. Just a great job. Addition by subtraction continues for this Clippers team, and I'm hoping they do have an addition of Norman Powell playing tomorrow. We got Chuck Mockler coming on in a little bit here. Clipper Nation, some clips and double dip here on Clippers Talk as I'm checking out your comments. Jay said Clippers always been a bad matchup for Boston. Always? Always? I know they blew them out last season, but those games have been pretty back and forth. I want to see the head-to-head record recently. Clippers versus Celtics. They play tomorrow, tip-off at 4:30. This will be the 5th instance of a back-to-back so far this season. So, they split both games last year. They split both games the year before. Boston beat them both times the year before that. The Clippers beat them both times the year before that. So, it's been going back and forth. That win last season, 145-108, was the best victory of the season. I know it was 115-96. See, they got blown out by Boston at home. I believe that was, December 23rd, 2023, 145-108. And then the Clippers returned the favor. They blew them out in Boston, 115-96. It wasn't even that close. That was their best win right there. That was January 27th of 2024. Yeah, so it's been a nice little rivalry. Not that I think Clipper Nation hates Boston or anything like that. It ain't the Lakers versus Boston. 3 dozen said, great to see the starters getting rest the whole fourth quarter. Yeah, that was big. The backups, the lead went down to 19 in the fourth. Not that it was ever in doubt, but then the backups just kept scoring. Like a Kobe bucket out of the timeout. It was a goaltend on Philadelphia. A man 3. A Kobe do-it-yourself bucket where you just went straight down the middle of the lane for a finger roll. A KPJ lefty floater. A man steal and score. And the Clippers are up 114-85. Man jumper had him up 116-85. A man layup. 6 straight for Terrence Mann. Few different players going on mini runs. I really like what we saw in the third quarter from Ivica Zubac when they started featuring him a little bit more, as I thought they would. Third quarters, he's been known for that. But first, it was Zoo finding Derek Jones for that tough scoop shot with the left-handed layup, a really acrobatic, athletic play. And then a Derek Jones Jr. three-pointer in the third. Remember, they were only up 12 at the half. They had led by 19 in the first quarter, but just a 12-point game at the half. So you come out, you slam the door shut to start the third quarter, and that's how you get your starters rest the rest of the way, because they scored 3 buckets. It was an 8-0 run by the Clippers to start the third. They're back up 20. Then there was a shot clock violation by Philadelphia coming out of a timeout with the Clippers having that 20-point lead. And then Zubac got involved. Off a pass from James Harden. Then a hook shot over Drummond. Another little push shot. 6 straight from Big Zoo. That opened things up. A Dunn steal. Derek Jones fouled on the other end. Harden gets fouled on a three-pointer. Then a DJ steal. Amir gets fouled. Then a Harden step back. They're up 30. It's game over, especially after Derek Jones Jr. caught that lob from Zubas. They really, really poured it on and played the way they were supposed to. You could say this Clippers team, I know they're exceeding expectations for a lot of the national media. Hey, Kendra Perkins, where you at? Stephen A., where you at? Where's everybody now? Nick Wright. Were you guys talking about the Clippers at all? Wait, the same people that said they should have kept Paul George, that they made a big mistake? Where are you guys at? Come outside. What happened? This Clippers team is now 11-7, and they have one of the best defenses in the league. And they're doing all this without Kawhi so far, and without Norman Powell the last 3 games. And they're undefeated in the Mo Bamba era, 5-0. They've won 5 straight. Come outside, media. Where you at? You didn't know about this Clippers defense? I don't know. I could pull up my own tweets from July 1st, first day of free agency. I thought they'd be this good. Defense to offense. Hustle plays. Second chance points. Clippers were quicker to every loose ball. They look like the fresher, more athletic, younger team out there. Newsflash, they're not, but they look like it. What did Maxey and Jared McCain end up with? McCain had been averaging 26 over his last 6 games. He got 18, but I want to say, what did he have at the half? How many of those points were consequential? 5 points at the half. Maxey, 6 points at the half. They combined to start 3 for 14. They didn't have a player in double figures at the half against this Clippers defense. They're just wiping out stars left and right. They took out Mo Wagner recently, or excuse me, Franz and Mo Wagner. They did very well in the first half against De'Aaron Fox. I think he only had 5 points against Sacramento Friday night. It's like they are clamping and locking up your stars each and every night right now. There's no airspace against this Clippers defense. We'll take a quick time out. We'll get back to your phone calls, and Chuck Mockler will join the show, 866-987-2570, 866-987-2570. As Chuck Mockler once said, what even is a Dallas Rutherford? I didn't say it. Chuck said it. This Clippers team winning big in Philadelphia, 125-99. More Clippers talk next year on AM 570 LA Sports and on the YouTube live side. I'm Adam Mosland. Clippers win by 26, and it wasn't even that close in Philadelphia over the Sixers. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. This is Clippers Talk here on AM 570 LA Sports. Still to come, you'll hear from Chris Dunn post-game. But joining the show right now is a man who once said, and I'm reminded in the chat by this, what even is a Dallas Rutherford? It's Big Chuck Mockler here on Clippers Talk. Charles, how are we? Oh, you know what?
Defensive. Oh,
We're good now.
you got me? All right. I'm doing well. The Clippers only allowed 99 points. The offense looks like it's getting a little bit better, as well as the defense. We'll see how I feel after tomorrow night's game, but recently it always feels good to beat the 76ers.
Yeah, something going on there. I don't know why, but it just feels so good to beat the 76ers and send them to 3-13 on the season. Unbelievable. I thought this was a really spirited effort when you know you're playing a team that's struggling and you could let up or not come in engaged with the same level of defense that we just saw it into a dome where they had won 7 straight there. Instead, it travels perfectly, and they looked like they were the home team once again. It was an unbelievable defensive effort. These guys are so locked in together. I thought this was the best, front to back victory of the season, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, the start to this one, the opening 8 minutes, it was just an avalanche from the Clippers, which we're not used to offensively this season. So it was kind of like, oh yeah, this is starting really well. And as they usually have, when they can control the ball, things tend to end a little stronger for the Clippers. But I totally agree with you. This is the most complete game we've seen them play. It was never really in doubt. There was maybe some, we don't want to get it too close to give them an idea of getting, back into this one. But you're right. I mean, every single starter was at least a plus 30, which I'm not sure that's going to happen again for the Clippers, but completely dominant. Good rotations tonight. Just, yeah, good stuff.
So they hold them under 100 points. People are saying this is the new Lawler's Law. Just hold them under 100 each and every game.
Wow.
I think Clippers have won 3 straight doing that here. I'm also impressed with the offensive, process going on because they're getting up more threes. Coach Lewis talked about it. They took 30 in this one, but they had 60 points on the paint, so it was very balanced. They hit 12. That's 40%. But Coach Lou recently has talked a lot about, when we're getting up more threes, that tells you we're moving the basketball better. And they finished with 31 assists. And there's less just straight ISO. Harden has to do everything basketball going on right now with Chris Dunn in the starting lineup.
Yeah, Chris Dunn's been a great ball mover in the starting lineup for this one. You mentioned kind of how guys are playing connected. I really like the pass I saw tonight from Jordan Miller where the 76ers went into a zone. Jordan Miller saw Chris Dunn making a cut. He got it to Dunn, who then got it to Harden for an open look from 3. Harden unfortunately missed it, but that kind of, collective thinking and just wanting to move the ball into good positions it traveled, right? Like you said about the defense. So, I mean, I think all these good things on offense are starting from the fact that they bought in so well on the defensive side of the ball, and it's carrying over. A bit weird to see the bench. Batum didn't have the best night, but that's not stopping guys from still wanting to contribute and make the right play.
Yeah, I thought Jordan Miller was solid in his minutes with that little 7-0 flurry he had to start the second quarter. And I like what you're saying there about the ball movement and guys making those hockey assists. And you brought up Derek Jones Jr. on X a little bit earlier. And this is somebody that last couple of games, 17 points, 18 points tonight. He's looking to attack a lot more. He knocked down the only 3-pointer he took, but he is making teams pay in the restricted area right now. Like he looks like it's just a nose for the rim, I guess. Like he's sniffing it out and getting there every time.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see, you look at what Derek Jones Jr. is doing, and it looks a lot, it's kind of the same things that Terrence was doing back when Terrence was in the starting lineup last year. But Derek Jones has a much, different athletic profile than Terrence Mann. Not that Terrence Mann isn't athletic, but Derek Jones Jr., as we all know, has kind of a different gear he can hit when it comes to athleticism. So that extra pop from him in the starting lineup and willing to do kind of the dirty work and stuff like that, right? He had, 3 boards, 2 assists, 3 steals. He was kind of everywhere that he could be tonight. And it was good to see. 4 free throw attempts too lets you know that he is being aggressive.
Good to see Ivica Zubac. I felt like he got more involved in the second half early in that third quarter when they really started to pour it on. He had the jump hook going, a push shot. Ivica Zubac, he's getting like a lot of these guys are getting better right now as the season goes along. It just feels like everything's getting a little bit more refined, a little bit more in tune defensively, offensively, and then just from an individual perspective with Ivica Zubac kind of making that separation against Philadelphia and leaving no doubt in that third quarter by going on, I think, a little 6-0 run by himself.
Yeah, anytime Zoo can bring timely buckets, we absolutely love it. His playmaking was really good today too. Only 4 assists, but he was consistently making the right read out of the short roll. And it kind of reminded me of that Spurs game, right? I mean, yeah, he went 8 for 10 in this one, but he only got 10 shots. He found ways to contribute, double-digit boards again. And thankfully, only 25 minutes for what is going to be a very different test of the defense tomorrow night. If we manage to hold the Celtics under 100 tomorrow night, I would be pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm hoping maybe they can get Norman Powell back for that one. He is with them on the trip. Obviously, we all saw him courtside, but this Clippers team, if they win tomorrow against Boston, like, what are we talking about here? They're already 11-7, but the national media is starting to give them a little bit of love. Like, how big is that game tomorrow, Chuck?
I think, how can I put this? I think if the Clippers win, it would exceed my expectations. That's no disrespect to how this Clippers team is playing. The Celtics are just a much different beast compared to this Clippers team. Getting Norm back would be huge. They need the offensive pop. I guess if things don't go how we want them to, and this team maybe looks a little gassed or something like that, and just remember, second night of a back-to-back playing. Yes, we know that the Cavs are in first over there, but the Celtics are the defending champs for a reason. They've been playing very well. Don't read into it too much. If they lose and if they win, read into it a little bit more, but also maybe not a whole bunch, but we can still be excited.
At worst, they already got the split to start off this road trip with 4 games coming up. So, and they're giving themselves a chance by nobody having to play more than 27 minutes in this 125-99 victory over the Philadelphia 76ers. Clippers in Boston tomorrow. He is Big Chuck Mockler of Clips and Dip podcast. This was a little Clips and Double Dip action here on Clippers Talk. Charles, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me. Let's go Clips.
Coming up next, back to your phone calls at 866-987-2570. And I'll check out the chat. They're not saying anything too reckless here on the YouTube live side. Clippers by 26 in Philly, man. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to AM 570 LA Sports.
That's a dub. Going to Bean tomorrow.
Chris Dunn there. That's a dub. Going to Beantown tomorrow with a victory in Philadelphia. Clippers head out 125-99 victors over the 76ers. What a win, Clipper Nation. Welcome back in. It's Clippers Talk. I'm Adam Osland here on AM 570 LA Sports. And on the YouTube live side, Mark Jag says, if Boston threes are falling, then it might be a long night. They shoot a lot of threes, but there's a flip side to that. Yeah, they are great at it. They play the analytics. They have a ton of three-point shooters. They can play 5 out. I don't think Porzingis is back yet. He hasn't played a game yet so far this season. Is that wrong, chat? Do I have to mute myself for being a casual on that one? I feel like he's yet to play a game. Yeah, he has not played so far. It has not mattered. Boston is still that good. In fact, I do want to check on this Celtics score from earlier today where they won by 1 or make it 2 points over the Minnesota Timberwolves at home. That's a good victory, but I do want to thank the Minnesota Timberwolves for pushing them a little bit. Boston's 14-3. They're elite. The only team better than them, of course, Chuck mentioned it, the Cleveland Cavaliers. And that's just because, well, they've lost, 1 game. But Jason Tatum had to play 38 minutes. Al Horford had to play 34. Drew Holiday, 37. Derek White, 38. Jaylen Brown, 36. The Clippers didn't have anyone over 27 minutes tonight. They have the rest advantage over Boston. Boston still has the home court advantage. But this is as good of a situation and the best of circumstances you could have, I guess, going into that game tomorrow against Boston, because the Clippers didn't have to be overly taxed late. And I guess it was Jaylen Brown with a game-sealing block on, who was this on? Jaden McDaniels. Oh, rear view contest. That was a really nice block to seal the deal with a 107-105 victory, Boston over the Minnesota Timberwolves a couple of hours ago. Clippers played after them, so I guess they haven't gotten quite as much rest. But come on, you can't have it all. This was as perfect of a victory as you could get on the front end of a back-to-back. The Clippers absolutely handling business against an undermanned, not like they aren't, but a just completely dysfunctional Philadelphia 76ers team right now. I think that's fair to say, considering the reports that are coming out of there. I just want to see this Clippers team, even if they don't win tomorrow in Boston, play with this spirit, compete, play hard. Let Boston know you were there. Bring that same defensive intensity, the same effort, connectivity. They just look so focused tonight. Just executing, swinging the ball around the perimeter. I'm watching the first quarter again as it gets replayed on the FanDuel Sports replay, and I see this right wing 3 by Amir Coffey after 4 passes already in the half court. Finding the open man. Amir Coffey has been really good in the starting lineup. And I know the numbers weren't huge, and he did a lot of his damage early in this game. A couple of 3-pointers in the first quarter to help keep the pedal to the metal. 7 points. But with him, Derek Jones, Chris Dunn, Ivica Zubac in your starting lineup, I mean, that is just very difficult to go up against, especially you start games against those 3 guys. Smothering defense by the Clippers, leading to a 26-point victory over the Philadelphia 76ers. We'll see what they got for the Boston Celtics, the defending champs, tomorrow. Tip-off, 4:30 Pacific, 3:30 pregame. Before we get out of here, I do want to thank the Clippers organization, Ralph Lawler, Brian Seaman, Noah Eagle, Carlo Jimenez on the call, Big Chuck Mockler for coming on, Big Brother Jake Warner, our head engineer, Katie Newton, our producer here in the bank. Thank you, Katie. The callers, the listeners, the chatters. We'll probably have a Clippers talk after dark coming up later tonight, but definitely a Boston preview tomorrow morning on the AM 570 airwaves. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 3:30.